looks like the recall is being channeled. They need that full HP. But Fourth Espada says, hey man, I'm happy with that. But let's take a look at the bot lane. Solo Mason flash burn immediately. Does Catcallan have the death sentence? He does not, but he will take the first blood. And that will be Tilt Esports World Enders bot lane getting things done. And they can transition to an Ocean Drake potentially for Chris. Have those grubs on the Camille, but no summoners here on Solo Mason. They just walked right into the trap that Tilt Esports set. Give the kill to Chris. That's exactly what you want. What does this mean for the 3v3 around this next pair of grubs? The teleport not available for the Hui. They're going to start it off with the Call of the Forge God here as well. Crescent Guard used. That's going to be Chris taken off the map. And the Searing Charge is massive. Plus the Handshake. The combination from Syndicate Coke around the grubs is massive. Wind becomes lightning. Will get the double kill for the Xin Zhao. That's 3 in the bank. And Syndicate Coke are rolling after this.
Absolutely going to love is Weatherneck's going to go in here. This could be a very good gank for them.
Doesn't have flash this time to get himself out. He is very tanky though and does a good amount of damage. Nice usage of the Hextech ultimatum to cancel out the Bell's Breath, but this should just be the kill with the Call of the Forge God, but an excellent stun will prevent the Ornn from getting the R2.
They needed, unfortunately, again, Chris picking up the kill, but a good play back.
Forward. It's going to be a massive hostile takeover. That Frozen Spuds is actually going to flash forward here. The Ignite is ticking, but here is the TP from Retail Row taking a ton of damage. The Death Sentence will go wide, but flashing forward is KTL with the Crescendum. Those Chakrams doing so well to give him the damage he needs to finish off the kill. Now Frozen Spuds, ace in the hole onto Zed, will deal a little bit of damage. They're very low here. I don't know if they have enough in the tank. Solo Mason just burns the barrier out of nowhere. You definitely can't defend this tower now.
And just, they're landing every single hook, and here's another one.
You can't walk up to this, man. I mean, Weatherneck might die for this, but drops the Tower Anchor with the Hextech ultimatum. That was gorgeous. Excellent work. Chris has to flash away from this one, but does have the reset now that the tower is down. Frozen Spuds is their target, but here is Fourth Espada with the teleport. Call of the Forge God still on cooldown, so they don't have what it takes to close the gap there. And that's Solo Mason getting too greedy under the tower, not knowing where the rest of Tilt Esports was.
Very interesting because they have the teleport advantage. I'm just surprised that they blew it in that sense, but Weatherneck is now just looking on the side.
Oh, that's a massive shockwave. It's onto 2 carries. The Hextech or the Renata ultimate is going to go through. Weatherneck is into the backline. Retail Row is very low. Zed's actually going to flash right forward into the backline, but there's no one there to help him out. The bailout will be good for Retail Row. All the meanwhile, Fourth Espada was tanking up for days in the backline of TES. This has been a 2 for 0 thus far for Syndicate Co. Chris is still very healthy though and does not have the Heartbreaker, so this will be definitely difficult for him to pilot this fight without that ultimate ability in his hands, but they feel the confidence. 5 versus 3. The teleport is good from Retail Row. This is definitely not a fight they can take anymore. They are going to back away from that. Flash to get away from the death sentence. Weatherneck is not going to pull the trigger just yet, but Chris is locked up here with the Searing Charge, and Mist thinks it's his time to go right in as the Heartbreaker used, but it's not enough to buy the distance to keep himself alive as the solo kill from Retail Row on the other side of the fight comes through. The artillery does some damage, and they burn all their ultimates, but still Syndicate Coke put them in the dirt. Something might give here in this top lane siege. As we'll see how it goes down. It looks like a fight might be breaking out here as Collins is run straight into the damage of the Hui. Retail Row has been hit with the death sentence. Remember, no flash here. Can they get a reset for their Viego? But the hostile takeover is really good, and Chris can't find the damage, has to flash away from this one, but the Aphelios will pick it up on the backside. Mist has gone a lot really far forward here, down to about 10% HP. KTL flashes forward, and that's a triple kill for KTL. This is massive. They've funneled into this powerhouse.
Out of there, but the fight's about to break off.
Comes Fourth Espada. That's a huge Searing Charge. It's going to knock up 2, but look at that shockwave from Zed. It's incredible, but Zed might just be falling here to the Ornn. The shields are actually good to keep himself alive. Weatherneck has been able to assassinate the Hui on the backside of the fight. Pay attention to KTL. Red gun, blue gun in hand. What can he do here to the Ornn that is so tanky in the front line? Collins applying a lot of peel here, but this Ornn is soaking it all up. Can't get any shots off onto the Caitlyn, but look at that ricochet through the wave. That does so much damage. Fourth Espada is caught out here as well. The play is going to cancel the Searing Charge. Gonna have to flash over the wall to safety, and it is Tilt Esports fighting back here. They do not want to go out lightly. They want to deny the soul away.
Then this Baron, because you can easily get these waves pushed out.
Flash forward from Chris. They want Solo Mason. Does not have flash. Heartbreaker used to close the gap, but Chris, you've gone too far forward. This Caitlyn's going to take your head off with the headshots, but fortunately the Lantern will save him. Hostile takeover should not get much value. It's going to land here onto Zed, who does not have flash. The Searing Charge will connect. That should spell the doom. here for the Oriana. It was too big of a snap engage. It's now 5 versus 4 here. To them when this soul fight comes up, and they have super minions that are pushing into their base. But you talk about Fall delivery system, that is about as good as it gets. But is it going to be enough for Tilt Esports as the health bars are dropping low? It won't. An anticlimactic ending to such an excellent start to the fight for them, but their game one spells defeat, and Syndicate Coke, they have what it takes to win in this first game. The Nexus will fall. What a game here to open up this series. Wave for Weatherneck is down in CS. It might even out when this wave is collected, but Fourth Espada was struggling to get priority and now is doing himself a good job. But with that comes the ability for you to be ganked. Has flash. The actual ultimate from Kane is going to be insanely good to follow that flash, but it's not enough damage there. The Kane is not yet at form. They do have Weatherneck's ultimate, though. This should be an easy dive. Chris can use the flash to get away from this one, and that should be the finish off with the Cloud. The trade back might actually come through with the Infernal Chains. That is so unlucky there for Weatherneck, and so good for Fourth Espada to trade 1-for-1 in that situation.
Over to TES because of the first blood gold plus the assist gold, but
this should be Zed having to burn flash, or doesn't even have the flash. That's a kill that's going to go to miss, so good pickup there. They have the Rift Herald. They're going for the gank here onto Weatherneck. Does have flash, does have the ultimate here. This is going to get the shield. Might not have to use any of them. Going to hold on to both of these summoner spells, but you got to use something here. And it's not really going to work out for you. Weatherneck doesn't use the flash. Weatherneck drops in the top lane as Chris has been spotted out here inside of Syndicate Coast jungle as well. He's going to try and flash towards the lantern. Going to be able to bring himself back here. The hook will land onto Solo Mason, but they should just be able to push forward here. But what can Zed get done here in this place? Scatter the Weak is going to land onto the Rel. They're going to lock her up. Frozen Spud should just be locked out of this fight, and Chris will secure that kill. They get something thanks to the roam back from their mid laner,
who is just sitting there in awe because that's all you can do at that point.
Weatherneck caught out. Infernal Chains will bring him back. Let's see if the flash is utilized this time. Might have to end up burning it. There's no tower here around this Tri-Brush to save him, and it is going to be Mist that's going to get involved in this play. But Chris and Zed are here for the follow-up, but that's going to be the bear dropping very quickly, and Zed might now be the next target. Does have the flash to try and get himself away, but that's not going to be enough. There is too many gap closers here for Syndicate Coke. They are running.
Could be picked up as a soul. But overall,
Zed's got no flash. Zed, the enchanted crystal arrow from Solo Mason is beautiful. I don't even think they needed it because this Syndra is a sitting duck.
Weatherneck has to be the one splitting, and then you're going to have other issues. But look at Retail Row here.
This should just be Colin that's down. They're layering a bunch of CC there. The flash forward, the Magnet Storm will bring him back in. He tanks up a lot of abilities though, but it will be the successful pick for Syndicate Coke inside of the mid lane.
TPing in, and they have to back off. They had to try it though.
Is going to miss the crash down here, but the arrow will connect onto Weatherneck. Has the lantern there to try and bring him back, but that is interrupted on the side of the fight. Retail Row picks up a solo kill onto KTL, and this is where the game will finally collapse. Stars, this is definitely a mistake because now you lose the inhibitor. Definitely only one was needed to defend that, but we might see a fight break off, but I think it's Bane to go in on this Aatrox, who's going to heal his whole HP off of the World Ender. There's going to be the first kill. It's going to be a 1-for-1. The trade will be the Rel. Chris flashes away, but too far forward goes Mist, and this is KTL once again with his damage, with his team holding back their opponents to successfully pull off this siege. It's about to break down. I'm ready for it to happen. There is the cleanse from KTL as Chris is here taking up in the front line for the squad, but the engage is in. Look at that Magnet Storm. It is absolutely massive, but where is the follow-up here from Syndicate Coke? Can Solo Mason do enough damage? Retail Row is taken down Zed to start the fight off, and it will continue. Health bars are so very low, but Weatherneck can't deal the damage in the front line. This should just be the end of the game for Syndicate Coke as Colin will drop. Now the 80 carry will follow. That Aphelios is down. It is Chris who is left alive only to watch the remainders of his Nexus towers fall, the remainder of his team's undefeated series streak drop, and it will be the undefeated game record maintained for Syndicate Coke here in the Titan Conqueror League.